This week on African Voices, we profile a Nigerian changemaker dedicated to ensuring underprivileged kids in his country can go to school. And he's willing to travel great lengths to do so.
We believe that every Nigerian child deserves the best. This is what inspires us to do what we do. I work with volunteers across the world to provide access to quality education for children across underserved communities. I am Orondaam Otto, and I am a changemaker.
In July, Orondaam Otto launched Nigeria's first virtual learning classroom to help underprivileged communities across Nigeria access education during COVID-19 lockdown.
How are you doing this morning? So good to see you!
So far, his initiative has reached around 1,000 children, and the goal is to reach 10,000. Otto has been coming up with innovative ways to engage students since visiting slum communities around Lagos in 2012.
There were a huge number of children in these slums who weren't going into school or who didn't have access to education. It was a huge reality that dawned on me when I visited a few of these communities, and I told myself back then that what would really give me as much fulfillment as I would want after my national youth service.
Otto decided to quit his job as a banker in order to help Nigeria's out-of-school youth get an education.
How you doing? What are you learning today? I want people to understand that everybody can make a difference. If you only believe in yourself, you have all the resources that you need right where you are. In about 3 months, I was able to get my friends together. We raised funds, and we were able to get 114 children into school for the first time.
Buoyed by this early success, Otto founded Slum2School, a social initiative that provides education and health services to disadvantaged children.
So who can tell me what body hygiene is about? Everybody wants to answer.
Slum2School's first project was in the Makoko community in Lagos.
Makoko is very unique because it has a huge number of out-of-school children. In 2012, when we started, we had an opportunity to build a school, a small school in the community. The community gave us a small piece of land. But then we realized that the number of children who were out of school was so much. It was so much. And so the question for us was, do we build a small school or do we collaborate with governments to improve the quality of learning in the public schools right just within the community?
Otto opted for the latter and focused on developing the infrastructure at Makoko Primary School, fully equipping the classrooms and building an innovation lab where kids are learning computer programming and robotics.
Our plans primarily is to ensure that every public primary school across the country has beautiful facilities like this. And this is a home economics lab, which is also an enterprise development center where children in primary 4, 5, and 6 can come and learn all kinds of skills. So from catering to fashion making, to shoemaking, bead making. And here we have kids from primary 6, from Makoko Primary School currently learning. So it's a beautiful center, and we are currently working on this and building this in different schools across the state.
The Makoko project is still ongoing, with an outdoor space being built in partnership with ESPN to include a playground, soccer pitch, and basketball court. Once complete, the idea is for this school to become a model which can be replicated nationwide.
In Lagos State, we have over 1,600 public primary and secondary schools. These schools can be revamped within 2 or 3 years, with the private sector and the government. You just need a very clear plan and people can see that it's affordable. It's not so expensive. With ₦1,000,000 or 500,000 naira, I can revamp and remodel or refurbish a dilapidated classroom or a dilapidated block of classrooms. We can see the impact that this has created in the lives of the children. We've seen the impact in the community. Literally every family wants their children to go to school. So it's not just a direct impact with the number of children we've enrolled directly, but the ripple effect that it has created across the entire community is inspiring.
The project has attracted global attention, with world heavyweight champion boxer Anthony Joshua visiting the school site as part of his tour around Nigeria in 2019.
We had Anthony Joshua visit with the team, and the British Council brought him over to come and see the work we do. And he visited the kids, played with them, visited the Makoko community, and I think he's really inspired by the work we do, and also the resilience of the community, and looking at various ways in which he can support.
Okay, let me hear you make some noise.
Slum2School works with the government, big corporations, and private donors in order to keep the organization sustainable.
We have annual fundraising campaigns. We have individuals who pledge their birthdays. We have individuals who have special campaigns that they organize to raise funds for us. Our volunteer community, our board members, our community of friends. Everybody literally comes in different ways to raise funds. We also have corporate partners who support in so many ways.
Make some noise.
The organization's annual fundraising campaign involves over 3,000 volunteers in more than 30 different activities, including walking across Lekki Ikoyi Bridge in Lagos.
Millions of children across the world walk dozens of kilometers to get to school every day. Because of these challenges, they drop out of school, and we want to just ensure that every child gets quality education, irrespective of their gender, their tribe, their ability or disability. And we want to just ensure that we also raise funds to get more kids into school, and that's one of the things we're doing through this campaign.
Every child deserves quality education.
The primary aim of the walkathon is to raise enough funds to get 3,000 more children enrolled in school.
Wherever our volunteers are, every year we have this kind of campaign where everybody comes together in their various cities to raise awareness and also to raise funds. So it's one exciting activity we have every year, and our volunteers always look forward to it.
Slum2School is driven by young volunteers who bring their professional expertise into the organization. Omolola Ayewole is a lawyer who volunteered 2 years ago.
The first time I listened to the founder, Otto, on Instagram, I fell in love with the way he projected the mission of the organization. Growing up, I had friends that could not afford the tuition of schools, and they had to go to government schools which were not equipped enough to give them the quality education they deserve. So bringing this initiative in and making sure every child has the quality education they deserve was just something I could easily relate with because of my friends that dropped out of school when I was growing up.
Otto, in summary, has the ability to inspire. He has the ability to get you to do a lot more. He has the ability to execute, and he's a great strategic thinker. I actually think that Slum2School is poised to change the narrative of volunteerism, not just in Nigeria, but on the continent of Africa.
There are many other fundraising initiatives taking place across Lagos, and the foundation has come up with creative ways to partner with sponsors.
Our partners, Domino's Pizza, is going to be launching a new pizza box in partnership with us, Slum2School. And the kids have the privilege to create this box. And for every pizza box, or for every box of pizza that's being sold, 100 naira is being donated to get a child into school. And so Domino's Pizza is currently working with us to get 1,200 children into school for the year 2020.
Slum2School's new headquarters in Lekki will include a factory to supply uniforms, bags, and equipment to local schools.
It's an exciting space that's going to really facilitate innovation, creativity, learning in all ways. We have various amazing spaces, from the STEM and Innovation lab we have there to the Arts and Crafts Center, where kids are going to be learning how to paint and draw and build. It's going to take them maybe 1 or 2 days. These are pencils which are going to be used for the wall of inequality. And primarily, it's a wall that will show the inequality in the society. People having different colors, different heights and sizes, from different backgrounds, with different level of sharpness. So we have some pencils that are going to be sharp and some that are going to be blunt. They're still working on this, so this is not the finished work. But hope you had fun doing this.
Yes, sir.
Slum2School's work doesn't just take place in the inner city. Next, we travel with Otto to a hard-to-reach community in need.
Hey, Kushel, how you doing? High five, high five, high five. Good, good, good.
We continue our journey with the leader of Slum2School next.
We will start to build a community school in the community here. So today we're doing an outreach, a field outreach with our team. We're going to a remote community on the outskirts of Lagos. It's a community called Ishaga, and we have to go by water for about an hour.
Orondaam Otto's Slum2School team of volunteers have been traveling to this particular riverine community for the past 7 years.
We support children who come from various underserved communities, riverine communities. You know, we go into all kinds of remote villages to, where we see a huge number of out-of-school children, and we support them in various ways. Either we build schools, or we adopt public primary schools where we improve the infrastructure, support them with teacher development, provide teachers in so many instances, and ensure that children who are out of school have access to get into schools. We provide school supplies, uniforms, bags, books, shoes, all the infrastructure that's needed to keep a child in a healthy, learning environment. Be careful. Hold.
The journey is not without its challenges.
Be careful so you don't fall.
The team takes an alternate route through the forest after discovering the water pathway has been blocked by plantain trees.
Hey, Kushel, how you doing?
The team finally makes it and brings good news to the village.
So, there are 4 things we wanted to discuss today. The first good news we want to share with you now. From this month, we will start to build a community school in the community here.
The village has given Slum2School 3 plots of land to build on, and work is set to start imminently.
Beyond all of that, there's also a huge medical program that's been put in place to ensure that every child is not just learning, but they are learning with a healthy condition. And so we have medical insurance, we have medical support, we have series of medical programs that our field and medical team organizes every quarter. And so we have lots of children who need urgent medical attention, surgical interventions.
Jennifer Williams is one beneficiary of this medical program. When Slum2School visited the village last year, they found Jennifer isolated from the community with an infection in her arm that needed urgent medical attention.
Everyone swung into action, took her out of the community into the Lagos mainland. She was taken into various hospitals where she began a series of diagnostics, and after about 5, 6, 7 months, she was stabilized for a surgical amputation. For the first time we saw her smile with so much relief and so much, hope.
I was so happy. I didn't even know what to say. I was just crying, shedding tears.
After making her recovery, Jennifer was keen to get back to school, which she had had to stop when she developed the sore in her writing hand.
She's a 19-year-old girl. She hadn't been to school in over 5 years. So many schools really couldn't, accept her back into school. And so it was a huge fight for us to see how we could get a school to take her, So whilst we were waiting, she was attending a mentorship program, engaging with various other children. She was part of our family. She felt really loved. But interestingly, she passed one of the scholarship tests into Corona secondary schools, and the school was so inspired by her resilience, by her story, by her commitment to learn, and the school gave her a full scholarship. It was such a beautiful, emotional news when we got the email, and she's resumed. She's right now in Corona Secondary School, which is one of the best schools, in the country, and it's such an inspiring story. We visited the community to tell them Corona Secondary School in Agbara has given her scholarship.
I used to see people baking cake, so I loved the design that they put on the cake. So I now told my dad, this is what I want to do in life, Dad. I want to learn how to do fashion designer and baking of cake.
Jennifer will grow up to become a very big woman for this country.
Jennifer is one among many Slum2School beneficiaries dreaming about the future and the impact they can make on the world.
We've seen lots of our young learners and teenagers, who are in secondary school or university, even started community projects, who have come together to enroll more children in their communities. It's inspiring seeing the ripple effect that we are creating as a community. And I think it's fulfilling. It's extremely fulfilling. And if I were to choose doing something again, I think I would choose this. I think everyone is literally born to be a change maker.
Thanks for watching.